If you own an exclusive Mercedes and need to transport it to an auto show, then you need an equally exclusive Mercedes, the Sprinter Patronus Edition. This is a tuned car transporter built for Mercedes fans, featuring a livery inspired by Formula One cars, with a platform designed to carry your favorite Mercedes models. In this video, I will show the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo II on the platform. This model includes two detailed toolboxes on the platform. It's a bit of a shame that this isn't a licensed set. I picked it up on Temu from a new Chinese brand. I already have a similar Ford F450. The set comes with a small sticker pack. The wheels have a nice design. I've seen them before in a 12-go set, and I like them so much I'd even use them on some of my own builds. There are also transparent pieces with printed headlights. The instructions come as two large sheets of paper folded multiple times, and the entire build is split into two big stages. The part quality is average. Sometimes you need to apply extra force to get pieces to connect properly. But overall, I'm satisfied. For the price, it's a cool set. It looks unusual and stylish. And when I started looking into this Mercedes Sprinter, I was genuinely surprised. It turns out this isn't just some cheap replica like many new Chinese brands trying to imitate Lego. This is a limited edition car transporter with only 25 units built by the Polish company KEGGER, and each one starts at 125,000 euros. That's insane. It was released a year after the 25th anniversary of Sprinter. The special edition isn't officially connected to the Mercedes-AMG Formula One team, but it's clearly heavily inspired by it. Polish specialists called it the Sprinter Patronus Edition, highlighting its Formula One style livery that matches the look of racing cars. For the build, they used the most powerful version of the Sprinter available in Europe, the 319 CDI, equipped with a 3.0-liter V6 turbo diesel, producing 190 horsepower and 440 newton-meters of torque. A 7-speed automatic transmission sends power to the rear wheels. It's also one of the very few car transporters equipped with air suspension. The Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Patronus Edition features a fully redesigned front bumper with larger air intakes. The black grille and modified front spoiler also stand out. The Polish team fitted it with 18-inch alloy wheels featuring a contrasting light blue stripe, stylish and clearly tied to the signature livery. Inside, the cabin feels like a true luxury vehicle, with plenty of Alcantara and contrasting light blue stitching on the dashboard, seats, and door panels. Of course, this model doesn't have a highly detailed interior. That's pretty typical for Speed Champion's scale builds. But it does include stickers with a dashboard design, which is a nice touch. When it comes to exterior detail and functionality, though, there's more going on. It has two functional toolboxes and working ramps. The ramps do need to be slightly extended to make loading the car look more realistic. On the real vehicle, they slide out and fold under the platform, but on this model, they're foldable. And honestly, it's better to remove them when you're not loading or unloading a car, since it looks more realistic that way. The overall design is also pretty well done. It's not perfect, but the famous Mercedes Sprinter features are definitely recognizable. The livery and wheels really add style and uniqueness to this model. Without them, it would look much more utilitarian and boring. As it stands, it's a bright, stylish addition to any collection. Whether you're into classic Mercedes, exclusive AMG builds, or just trucks and utility vehicles in general. The Sprinter itself is probably one of the most versatile vehicles in the world. It was originally designed as a tool, a platform for anything: a truck, a van, a camper, a service vehicle. And that's exactly why it works so well for projects like this. It doesn't have a fixed personality, it's a blank canvas. And in the case of the Patronus edition, that canvas was filled in a bold, almost aggressive way. But it gets really interesting when you start thinking about why a vehicle like this even exists. Because the logical question is, why turn a tow truck into something expensive, stylish, almost like a show car? The answer lies somewhere between business, marketing, and emotion. Imagine you own a rare AMG or a collectible supercar and you need to transport it. You could call a regular tow truck and it would simply do the job. But if something like this Sprinter shows up, it becomes an event. This vehicle doesn't just function as transport, it becomes an extension of the owner's brand. It reflects how you see cars, not just as objects, but as something that deserves care, respect, and even a certain level of status. You'll absolutely be the center of attention if you're hauling a rare Mercedes on the KEGGER Mercedes Sprinter Patronus Edition Autotransporter. And in the end, this Sprinter is more than just a rare project. It's an example of how something completely ordinary can be transformed into something that evokes emotion. Not by being faster or more powerful, but by rethinking what it already is. And maybe that's its true value. It doesn't try to be a supercar. It stays what it was meant to be: a tool. But a tool that's been made beautiful, intentional, and just a little bit special. And that's exactly what makes it memorable. Right now, I have 5 Mercedes models in my collection that could be transported on this Sprinter. Of course, I also have plenty of interesting cars and rare supercars, but I prefer to carry only Mercedes on this Autotransporter. So today, I'm going to add one more Mercedes to my collection alongside this Sprinter. And it's going to be an interesting set, one that doesn't actually exist. But it would be really cool if something like this came out from major brands like Power Build or Lego, a set with 2 vehicles, a truck and a sports car or a truck and a supercar, designed in a unified style to complement each other. But let's get back to the second Mercedes for today, the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo II. This is actually the second 190 Evo in my collection, since I built another one 2 years ago in a need for speed unbound style. You can check out that video on my channel and compare how it turned out. These 2 models don't differ much in their core design. After all, it's the same car, so the main characteristics are shared. But the Need for Speed Unbound version is more of a custom tuning project familiar to fans of the game, which I slightly modified and improved during the build back then. Still, the black 190 Evo II is a rare original Mercedes. It was developed by Mercedes and AMG as a limited road-going version of a DTM race car. Just over 500 units were produced, and today it's highly valued among collectors. So in a way, this video turns into a story about rare and exclusive Mercedes models, which is kind of funny. I was really curious to build this 190 Evo II and see that legendary factory design in a Lego-style miniature. Overall, the model turned out pretty solid. I'd say the design level is close to official Lego. There are some exposed pins, and a few elements could be refined or made more detailed. But that's understandable for a model created by an enthusiast rather than a large company like Lego. That said, I wouldn't call this model bad at all. It just has room for improvement. With some redesigning, better proportions in certain areas, and a few custom or unique parts to enhance the silhouette, it could be even better. Basically, it needs the same kind of approach that Power Build uses in their designs. And that's something I partially applied here. During the build, I hid the exposed pins by swapping out certain parts to make the model look cleaner. Off camera, I also replaced the old standard wheels, which by 2026 look pretty boring and utilitarian, especially on such an iconic car. I installed more modern wheels with a rim design that was actually relevant for Mercedes at the time. With those wheels, the model instantly looks more stylish and more authentic. I think similar rims were even used on the real 190 Evo II. I might be mistaken, but I've definitely seen this style on race cars from that era. And yet, the Evo II is a car that draws your eye. It doesn't belong to time. It was born in a specific era, but it didn't stay there. It moved beyond it. Wherever you see it, on the track, in a garage, on a transporter, or in video games, it always looks like a dream. And that's why it never ages. Eras change, shapes evolve, cars become faster, more complex, more advanced. But the Evo II remains, not because it's better, but because it's more meaningful in what it represents. And that's probably why, no matter how many years pass, no matter how many new cars appear, your eyes always come back to it. Today's story and these two Mercedes will definitely be among the most exclusive models in my 2026 collection. Subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more interesting and exclusive content coming. And make sure to drop a comment.